This engine is a beauty. You won't believe it. You need to ride it. Even I did not know the capabilities of this engine. Now that I have taken this bike on a long tour, I know what it feels like. I'm using the Aprilia maps today. So my phone is connected through the Bluetooth, and you can see on my screen it says Hakimpet is my address. Arrival time will be 9:20 p.m. in the night, and total distance to cover is 633 kilometers. The quick shifter belongs to the highways and the track. I am so blessed to experience the RS457 in all its glory. The first bike in India. An RS457 is going like a rocket on these roads. The last leg of journey is turning out to be very challenging. As you can see, it started drizzling. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is the last leg of our journey. We will be traveling from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad. You can see all our luggages are stacked. The RS457 is ready, Adventure 390 is ready, Dominar 400 is also ready. In this trip we have covered 1044 kilometers till now. Trip 1 is set to 0. Fuel range is very left, it is in reserve right now. So first thing we are gonna do is fuel up all the bikes, and then we will head our way back home. I've filled full tank fuel before leaving onto the highway. Got 12.91 liters of fuel, and now we have actually started our ride. So the reason why we got late was Aditya wanted to buy some fishes from the fish market in Vizag. So we went to the fishing port here in Vizag, and then we got an ice box and got it packed, and it was a difficult task to mount it on the luggage, but somehow we did. He is passionate and he wanted to have the fish from here no matter what, so he is taking the box from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad. I am using the Aprilia maps today. So my phone is connected through the Bluetooth, and you can see on my screen it says Hakimpet is my address. Arrival time will be 9:20 p.m. in the night, and total distance to cover is 633 kilometers. And it tells to go straight for another 15 kilometers. So today I'll be using this. I will give you a full touring review of how the TFT console navigation performs. Previously I was not using this on my tour, but I decided to use this on the last day. After many days, got to see these beautiful 4-lane highways, and the RS457 is performing like a gem. I'm enjoying this bike on the straights. 120 is a cakewalk for this bike. Even at 120 there is a lot of torque for you to overtake anyone. It took a lot of time for us to leave the city because it was 12 p.m. in the afternoon. All the traffic came on the city roads, and then finally we were able to come out on these highways. I think it will be late night today when we reach our home in Hyderabad. And you can see I am using the Aprilia maps. Even this is working flawlessly. The new Brembo brake pads, it is working very nicely. So I had to change my brake pads that I showed you in the previous video, right? Now I'm using these pads, and the level of bite I'm getting on offer, just a tap of a finger is enough to stop the vehicle. I'm not facing any issues with the brakes. It is performing very nicely. If you also want to replace your brake pads once the stock ones are done, you can directly go ahead and buy the KTM Brembo sintered brake pad, which comes in the Duke and the RC390s. That is a direct fit on the RS457 because the braking system is exactly same. You need not worry about that. And it just costs 3,000 rupees including the labor. And also the quick shifter is working very nicely. The quick shifter belongs to the highways and the track. In last couple of days I was not able to use it much because I was mostly on the hard roads. But here I am not at all using the clutch. Downshift and upshift, both I am doing clutchless. For a water break, and now in the first time on the trip I'll be riding the Adventure 390 because Aditya is somehow not feeling comfortable with the luggage mounted on it. He wanted to ride the RS457, so I'll shift to the Adventure 390. This stance is completely upright. After a long time I'm riding an adventure bike. After riding the sports bike, I can feel a lot of wind blast on my face. Not sure why, but on the RS457 I don't feel so much of wind blast. And also I can clearly see a difference in the power. Even at 110 kmph, RS457 is rock solid. But on the ADV 390, it is different. The RS looks so beautiful on the fly. Now I am able to understand the cornering capabilities of RS457. When I ride other bikes, and you need to put some effort in order to make the bike corner in these bikes, but in RS457 just give the direction, the bike will lead. Now I started to like the Adventure 390 as well, because it is so comfortable. It soaks up bumps like there is nothing on the road, and you just sit upright in a commanding position and keep cruising. Definitely you miss out somewhat on the handling and power front, but the comfort, it gains 10 on 10. And a quick ride update. We have around 463 kilometers left to cover, and right now the time is 2 p.m. We stopped here for lunch. It was homely food that they served us. So we had veg meals, and we are yet to cover 430 kilometers. Till now we have covered 220 kilometers. Let me see what does my odometer reads. So 208 kilometers. This is from the fuel station. Let's go. The RS457 is giving some amazing mileage. So this is the tank full. We have covered 218 kilometers, and even now it shows 100 kilometers of range. This is amazing, because all the time we have kept it at 120 to 130, sometimes at 140s, 150s as well, but not below 100 anytime. I don't have to say anything about the road. You see these 6-lane highways, the bike does not even shake. Wow, what an amazing road. It feels so good after shifting back to the RS457. This engine is a beauty. You won't believe it. You need to ride it. Even I did not know the capabilities of this engine. Now that I have taken this bike on a long tour, I know what it feels like, and I will make a separate dedicated video about the ownership experience as well as the highway touring capabilities of this bike. You will have to stay tuned for that. We are done with the fuel break. Now again the bike is fueled up, and it still shows recalculating because we took a U-turn, and the time is 4:26 p.m. I don't have to say anything about these roads. We are just cruising at 140s. I don't know since when, but the roads are amazing. I did not know Vizag to Hyderabad route have improved so much. Like, we are literally maintaining 140s. The best thing about traveling on a motorcycle is that you don't have to wait at the toll booths. This is a frustration that I face when I'm traveling in car. But for bikes, no matter, even if you buy a 20 lakh or 40 lakh rupee bike, a person traveling on 5 lakh rupee car will have to pay the toll, but you don't have to pay. The simple reason is you have already invested 20 to 40 lakhs, so why would you pay for the toll? Just kidding, guys. I am enjoying the RS457. What a ride this is turning out to be. I didn't expect this much level of good roads. This is the territory of RS457. No matter what you do, this will keep you happy on the good tarmac roads. This is made for this type of roads. What a machine. I feel so lucky. Not lucky. I am so blessed to experience the RS457 in all its glory. The first bike in India. Not only in India but all over the world. I hope you are loving this series. I think we have reached Vijayawada because the traffic has suddenly increased. I'm just hoping they have a bypass road or an elevated flyover so that we don't have to get stuck in the entire city, and this will be the evening time. Let's see how Vijayawada turns out to be. थोड़ा यही सिटी आ गया ना, अभी देख के जाना पड़ेगा. ये विजयवाड़ा है, विजयवाड़ा है. यहाँ पे ट्रैफिक बहुत बढ़ जाएगा अभी. इसको पार करने के बाद फिर से हाईवे. थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, लेकिन मेरे को लगता है आधा घंटा लगेगा हमको सिटी पार करने. We had a good flyover for 3 kilometers. I think this was to avoid the traffic jam inside the city, and the flyover is continuing even now. But this is good. This is what I wanted. Or else if we have to go through the entire traffic in the city at this time, 5:20 p.m, it would be hell. Let's cross the city because I can see again highway roads are starting here. That's a good sign. But it took I think more than 45 minutes to cross entire Vijayawada city. You see, I can play music from here. Okay, let me play and show you how it plays on the fly. I will not play it for long because there might be copyright issues. You see, the music has started, and also the maps is running here. If I want to pause the music, I can just go here and tap on this button. Music is stopped. I can go to next track and previous track also, and also I can make calls from the screen and look at the maps as well. So on the tour, these things are really coming in handy. Those of you who think that it is not useful, these connected features are definitely useful when you are on a long tour, and it does a decent job because I am using the Aprilia maps all throughout my journey today from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad, and it is around 700 kilometers. And not even at one place it went wrong. It is working perfectly fine. After 1 kilometer, there is a circle ahead, and I need to take the second exit, that is go straight, and it shows 2 over here. This is the level of precision on these maps. I am liking the navigation system in this bike, and the brakes, boy oh boy, it's next level braking. I did not face any issues. Okay, it's asking me to take this second exit. You might be thinking how you are able to hear the navigation or the music audio, because my mic is placed right beside the earpiece, so whatever is playing on the earpiece in my Bluetooth intercom, the GoPro mic will capture that. And that is also a disadvantage. If I am recording something and someone calls me when I am talking to them, the mic also records what the other person is saying. That I need to edit it while publishing the video. Now it says we need to continue on this route for 12 kilometers. The time is 6:05 p.m. and you see the sun is about to set any time. And after that we'll have to clean our visors, because once the sun goes down, the upcoming traffic will create a hindrance in our vision. And home is still 262 kilometers away. Roads are amazing, and RS 457 is going like a rocket on these roads. All the 3 bikes are just cruising on this beautiful highway. I'm not feeling tired because these roads are keeping me excited. One thing that you might notice on my console is there is a speed limiter that is flashing. So this is the limit of the road, that is 100 kilometers per hour. So as per the route, Aprilia maps also reads the maximum speed and it flashes over here if you are crossing. So as of now I am above 100 and it says that the speed limit on this road is 100. This is also amazing that Aprilia has built in a feature in the console to let you know that the speed limit on this road is so and so. If I go below 100 kilometers an hour, then it will stop flashing. The sun is down and it has started drizzling also. We did not wear our rain gear till now. We are continuing because we know that there are no clouds, so most probably it is not raining ahead. But if it rains in the night time, it's going to be very challenging. I have a lot of insects which had died on my visor. I need to clean that. But the good thing on this highway is there are a lot of plants on the divider, so we are not obstructed with the upcoming light of the traffic. That's a good thing. And quick ride update, it's 170 kilometers left to reach home and the map says it will take 2 hours 31 minutes. Currently the time is 7:01 p.m. Now the visor is squeaky clean. I can see everything much clearly. Now it's proper night ride from here till home. The advantage of wearing a riding gear is that the reflector comes in handy at the night time, because you can see Aditya's jacket and pant, it is reflecting the light so nicely. Even if you don't have the tail light working, these riding gears will save you. I am 87 kilometers away from my home and Google Maps says it will take 1 hour 32 minutes. Not Google Maps, Apple Maps. You see this? Here it says 87 kilometers. That's the distance to home. And after 33 kilometers we need to take left. These roads are completely empty. Reminds me of the Maredmilli Arku route. And the challenging part is because this is just 2-lane road, the oncoming traffic, everyone is riding on high beam and we are not able to see anything in front when someone is coming ahead of us. And there is no street light as well. So this 33 kilometer of the stretch is challenging. After that again we will get an expressway, so that will not be a challenge. The last leg of journey is turning out to be very challenging. As you can see, it started drizzling and this is a country road where there is no light and there is no divider also, and everyone is coming literally on high beams. We are not able to see the road. But the good thing is, as per the maps, after 11 kilometers we will meet a big expressway which will be the Warangal road. That will lead us to our home. So it's just the pain for next 11 kilometers. And Aditya has auxiliary lights. I'll show you. So these, you see these auxiliary lights, these are very helpful for Adi. So we have kept him in the front of our riding group so that he makes the way for us. Initially I was riding, but as you know, no matter what kind of stock lights you have, it is always going to be challenging if you don't have auxiliary lights installed on your bike. In my previous bike I had the auxiliary lights, but once I bought the RS457, even if I want to attach it, there is no option for me. Guys, Gokul is leaving from here. So my house is still 31 kilometers away. He needs to go straight and me and Adi, we need to take a right. So our journey together ends here. Chal, bye Gokul. Finally the journey is about to end and the time is 9:56 p.m. We started at 12 p.m. and we are reaching at 10. So it took us 10 hours to cover 650 kilometers. And I am super tired right now, but the roads were very good. The 40 kilometer stretch in between where it was raining, it was a single lane road. It took a lot of time for us. Rest everything was okay. As you can see, my destination is within 900 meters. and this is Hakimpet where I stay. So I hope you like this video. If yes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I am super tired right now, but you are fresh, you have enjoyed this video, so I really request you to hit that subscribe button. So that's all about this video, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Today I have got this bike for washing, but before the wash I wanted to show you how the bike looks, because it was raining a lot. As you can see, there is a lot of dust, mosquitoes and everything which have been which can be seen on this bike's visor and the fairing, because I was riding very fast in the night as well. I did around 200 kilometers of a night ride yesterday, and it was raining also. So you can see there is a lot of dust and mud here as well, and this radiator is also a little bit dirty as of now, and tire hugger is doing its job perfectly well. So let me show you the trip meter details. Excuse me for the sound because there is a highway over here. So this trip meter, as you can see, it shows 1721. This is the kilometers that I have clocked, and in the last trip when I refueled before coming back home, it is driven for 103.9 kilometers, and on the console it shows 28.8 kmpl of mileage, and there is not even a single line of fuel which has reduced since the last tank full in last 100 kilometers. That is the level of mileage I have been getting on RS457. So let's get the bike washed. Guys, as you can see, the bike is washed and it is shining like a gem. After the long ride, it looks squeaky clean.